What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We got NFL Week 1 action for Thursday night. Ravens, Chiefs. Super excited to get into this one. I have 4 picks for you guys to consider, so stay tuned to hear all 4 of the picks in this one. We also got a free square over here on Prizepicks. Kalen Williams over a half passing yard. And Travis Kelce on underdog over a half yard for this game. So definitely get on both those sites. They have 100% deposit matches. Underdogs even up to $1,000 right now, and free squares here, so get on both those. Check the links down below for that. Also, if you guys want more picks, I'm going to be posting more picks for this game on Underdog, but I also post in all different sports. I'm just one capper in Dynamo. We have a bunch of other cappers. You could see yesterday, 5 for 5 day for Bossman. Volo hit a 3-pick MLB. I hit a 3-pick MLB. Jordan hit all 3 of the picks he posted in his channel. And Finity hit all 3 of his in the MLB as well. So definitely check the link down below to lock in through the private Discord for all NFL season. But we post in all sports. We've had some crazy runs as of late. 12-2 day last week. 8-1 in my channel the other day. Over the weekend went 9-2 in my channel. So definitely get over here. It's less than $1 per day or less than winning a $5 3-pick slip on Prizepicks or Underdogs. So if we can help you do that, definitely going to be worth it. Get in the Discord. You guys saw we've been winning big over there and posting a ton of picks with a bunch of different cappers. So lock in for the NFL season. Let's get into this one. The first pick I'm going to be going to here, I'm going to go to Nelson Agholor over on his receiving yards at 16.5. I think he may be the second receiver on this team, possibly third here. And he was on the team last year, but this year I think poised for a bigger role and a bigger game. And Lamar Jackson is supposed to throw a ton in this game. So I'm liking going to Agholor here at 16.5 receiving yards. So looking at the Ravens depth chart here, we have Zay Flowers, Bateman, and Agholor as the 3 starting wide receivers. And we don't really know what Bateman is going to be this year either. So I'm really liking Agholor. We could take a look at this one over on Outlier. This is a tool I use every single day for player props. Definitely one of the best sources here to get data. I'll be using it all video, and if you guys want a free 7-day trial, just click the link down in the description here, and you can get started for 7 days on here. But I highly recommend it for all sports, not just NFL. We can see last year, Agholor, this line though, 16.5. 10 of 19 games he hit this, and was having a bigger role towards the end of the season, which was good to see as well. So you could see in his last 4 games, 3 of 4, he went over this line. We can also come down and we can look at how many targets he was getting at the end of the year. So last 3 games, 5, 4, and 3 targets. Definitely wasn't playing as much in the middle of the season here. So liking that we saw an uptick for him at the end of the year. And then as we scroll down, you can see a ton of more information here. But dating back to last year, Zay Flowers was their top receiver. Then Odell Beckham was second here. And then Bateman was third. Agholor closely behind him, fourth as far as wide receivers. So obviously we got Beckham gone here. And then Bateman and Agholor now basically battling for that second spot. So I do expect a lot more targets for Agholor this season and for him to have a pretty solid game in this one as possibly the second receiver and third option after Flowers and Mark Andrews. But the lines are so high for Lamar Jackson as well. If we come over and look at Lamar Jackson, his lines are at 32.5 passing attempts, which is something he just did 28% of the time last season. So they expect him to throw a ton. Lamar Jackson's line, 32.5, insanely high. So expect him to pass a lot more than he did last year, especially in this one. And their last game against the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson threw 37 times. So I do expect a lot more passes and a lot more targets to go Agholor's way this season. So liking him. And then I'm actually going to Lamar Jackson here, but not on the attempts. I think that's a lot of attempts. He could come close to that. But the one I'm liking him is going to be the pass yards over 220.5. So last season, he actually hit this one over 56% of the time. 10 of 18 games. Like I said, when they played the Chiefs last year, 272 pass yards, 37 attempts. I think they really want to win this game. Lamar's going to have to be thrown a lot in a closer game that we should expect here. So I'm liking him to go over this yardage at 220.5. Something you can do on Outlier as well is you can drop down these filters and we can just look at games where the Ravens lost. So when they lost last year, we can see 3 of 4 games he hit this one. So definitely passing more in these closer games, and they are the underdog in this game, so they are expected to lose. But in these closer games where they lost, he threw for over in 3 of 4 of the game. So definitely will throw more, especially when they're down in the game. So an expected closer one here when they're not blowing teams out. Lamar Jackson should be throwing the ball more as well. So we're going to go ahead and lock in Lamar here. And then we're going to go to Travis Kelce here. We're going to take him under on the receiving yards at 60.5. You know, Kelce really turned it on for the playoffs last year. Did struggle statistically in the regular season more so than we've seen. You know, they could be easing him in to the regular season again because he is an older tight end here, not to put too much wear and tear on him during the regular season. So we could see a minimized role compared to what he was seeing in the playoffs when he was absolutely smashing this line at 60.5. So looking at Kelce on Outlier, they actually have his line here at 58.5. So we're getting it at 60.5. Obviously. And then we could see that this was a hit rate in 12 of 19 games last year, but 4 of those were in the playoffs for the hits. So if you don't count the 4 playoffs games when he was targeted more and played more snaps in these games, it was really just an 8 of 15 hit rate, about a 50% hit rate. But then also we're getting it at 60.5. So this one here that they're counting as a hit when he got 60 wouldn't have counted. So actually would be under a 50% hit rate during the regular season for Kelce last year. And now he's facing Baltimore, definitely a tougher team to pass on. And opening up the season here, Kansas City has more wide receiver targets this year. They still have Rashee Rice coming back, and then they got Xavier Worthy now as well in this lineup for this game. So we could see Kelce going under, getting a slight discount here at 60 when this one has been at 58.5. You can even see the line movement over here on the side. This one was as low as 55.5 at some point today on Wednesday when I'm recording this. So getting 5 yards in value here compared to what this line was just earlier today by taking it under on 60.5. Another tool that I use every day here to find the best value and to check my picks, make sure I'm not going against sportsbooks, is OddsJam. They also have a free 7-day trial. That's another one of the tools that I use every day. You can see here under 60.5. What they do basically is give you the top bets to hit here based on other sports books. So 58.5, 57.5, almost across the board here. This line is right now. So you're getting a discount on Prizepicks by taking it at 60.5. Definitely great to get value here. And over time, this is definitely going to help you win more bets if you're playing almost every day here, or every day for the NFL at least. So we're going to take Kelce here under at 60.5 receiving yards. Go to here is George Karlaftis over on his sacks at just a quarter sack. So he needs just a half sack to hit this one against the Ravens, who are expected to pass more in this game, as we saw by the number at 32.5 pass attempts for Lamar Jackson. There's going to be more opportunities to get sacks, and Karlaftis was a pretty solid sack machine last year. I expect him to keep that up in this one. So checking it out on Outlier, we've seen last year in 20 games, 12 of 20, he hit this, a 60% hit rate for him on the season. And we can see the line movement as well. So opened up at a quarter sack, has bounced between a half and a quarter. So right now it's at a quarter. Liking this one, definitely. You saw 3 games last year where he just got a half sack. So getting it at a quarter versus a half, definitely a big difference, and a reason why I'm liking this one a lot more at a quarter here. Another thing you could do is when you drop down filters, you can only look at home games. So last year in home games, 7 of 10 home games, he hit over on this as well. And Lamar Jackson will take some sacks running around back there, especially when he's expected to drop back a lot more than he's accustomed to. I think we could see some sacks in this one against Lamar and the Chiefs. When you're getting sacks, it's pretty likely that Karlaftis is going to be in there for at least a half, and that's all we need him for. So we're going to be going to him in this one. And if you guys want more picks, you guys seen the records in the private Discord. I'm just one capper who posts more in here on all sports, but we went 12-2 last week. Then I had an 8-1 day in my channel, followed by a 9-2 Saturday in my channel. Just yesterday, all the cappers went crazy. 5 for 5 for Bossman. Volo with a 3-pick MLB hit. I had a 3-pick MLB hit as well. Jordan hit all 3 of his picks, and Finiti hit all 3 of his picks as well. So we only post our top favorite picks in here in all sports. Definitely check it out. It's less than $1 per day to get in here. You guys saw all the wins in the Discord, so we'll see you over there, and subscribe to the channel.